All right, we're going to get started with our second amazing meeting. I'm Barry Levinson from Rotary Club of Sarasota Bay. And our Sergeant of Zoom, Will Powers, will be the one responsible for keeping everybody in the meeting and under control. And I thank him for his assistance this morning. And for housekeeping, please mute your microphone unless speaking. And Walt will see that that happens. He'll be letting people in the meeting and so forth as we go along. I'll be running the PowerPoint for Tracy's section. And if you use your chat box for questions, they're asking that you type the questions in all caps, so it's easier for Walt to read the big letters. The questions will be answered at the end of Tracy's, for the first section, end of Tracy's section. There'll be a 10-minute intermission, a break during her session towards the end. And so the questions will come after that second break. And if you have to leave the scene of the crime or whatever, if you turn off your video, if you need to pick your nose or something like that, you can always turn off your video. I suggest you watch in speaker view, so you'll see the full screen plus your speaker. And this workshop is being recorded, and a link to the workshop Tracy will make available at a later time. So at this point, I would like to introduce someone who, for most of us, needs no introduction. The District Governor, Darrell Keys, the man of 1,000 flamencos. Darrell.
Oh, thank you for that introduction, Barry, and welcome everybody to this morning's session. Thank you for giving up your time. I hope that you're all keeping safe and well, and that your families are keeping safe and well. And I'd also make a special welcome to past District Governor Pam Akins, and also our Governor-elect Andy Lyman, who are with us today as well. So thank you for giving up your time. I'm very appreciative of all the hard work that's gone in by the public image team. We've expanded the team. We're continuing to expand the team because we see distinct roles, which I'm sure Tracy's going to talk about. But Tracy joined us just about 3 weeks ago. And I have to say, she's done such an amazing job. And you're going to see today, you're going to learn a lot of tips and how-tos. I've seen the slides, and you're going to be, this is really, really great. There's some really good new ideas that you can take away and think about. And also I'd like to welcome Richard Green. Richard is the guy who designed the meeting template for Zoom, which several clubs have now adopted. And he's going to show you later on how to customize that and change things in that meeting template, potentially for your own club. So we've got a great session. So once again, thank you for joining us. And it's a real treat that you're going to see today. And without any further ado, I'd like to introduce our District Public Image Chair, Tracy Hamill. Over to you, Tracy.
Thank you, Darrell, and good morning, all the people of action here on the call today. I want to introduce you to our team. I am your main point of contact, so if you need any help in promoting your club's grants, service projects, fundraisers, please feel free to reach out to me. I've already helped the Rotary Club of Lakewood Ranch with one of their global grants. So your success is our success. And I will also be managing most of the social media posts and the newsletters. The district and myself really scored with these next two Rotarians. Kathy Campbell is a fairly new Rotary member. She's with the Rotary Club of Charlotte Harbor Sunset, and she's jumped right in to help. Kathy is going to be managing the radio and television portion of our public image. And yes, you heard me right saying television and public image radio. Next up, we have the immediate past president, Christy Womack Villalobos with the Rotary Club of Lakewood Ranch. Christy will manage our press releases and media print. And yesterday we sent out a large press release to all the local and major newspapers and TV stations for Africa being declared polio free. So if you all can be on the lookout for any articles or TV news spotlights in your area, we would appreciate it if you could please forward those to the Public Image team. The Public Image team is here to support our clubs and our district. We are here to tell our story. That is, together we see the world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. Public image is the top priority of Rotary, and we share that vision. We have a lot of fun and amazing ideas this year. We are looking for a few more pieces to complete our squad. If you love to take action photos, tinker with websites, or like to make crazy short videos, come join us. Or maybe you might know of another club member who would be interested as well. So the big question is, how does the public image work this year? That's a great question. We're doing things a little bit differently. In the past, Rotary International would send out this big glossy brochure and everyone would get excited, work hard to accomplish many of the requirements early in the year, but when the enthusiasm, with the enthusiasm being high, things would get quiet come around March. And then the presidents would start thinking about what potential citations and awards the clubs might receive. The activity would quickly pick up again right before the applications were due. So Zone 34 has created a roadmap to kind of help you through the journey for your club. By doing this, it will instill process, habits, strategies in every Rotary club throughout the zone. Next slide, Barry. Have you ever wondered what that strange box was on some of the marketing materials? I just found out what it was a few weeks ago. I had to ask Kelsey on one of our Zoom calls. I sort of knew what it did, but did not know how to use it or scan it. That is called a quick response code, also known as a QR code. The square barcode is somewhat just like a machine readable, just like all the merchandise that you see in the stores today. The data contained on this code can be a simple text to an email address or even to go directly to a website. So how do you use it? You just simply open your camera app, select the rear-facing camera, hold your device so that the QR code appears in the viewfinder, and the camera app should recognize the QR code. It will then send you a notification. You tap on that notification associated with the QR code. So this QR code that you see on the screen will actually take you to our district website. So now, how do you generate a QR code? You can simply just go to Google and Google generate QR codes. There's a lot of free websites. You simply just put in the website address or the text of the information that you want. You download the JPEG and you can start adding that to your marketing pieces. You will see throughout this presentation some ways to use a QR code. So the registration for Zone 34 for the public citation, you can go on to rotaryshares.org, July 2020, or scan the picture of this QR code. We are a little bit behind on the task just because we had a little bit delay here in the public image, but don't worry, it was really simple. July's task was just for you to go and register for the public image. And then when you register for the public image, you'll get a nice, cute little badge every month that you can download it and put it onto your social media post. So August is where some of the public image comes into play. The content calendar is really great because it helps us plan out chunks of our public image plan for the year. We all know that there's key dates like World Polio Day in October, November is Foundation Month. Your club may have a giant fundraiser in April, or maybe you participate in an important club service project at the last week of every month that you can share. These are all great topics to block out in the calendar. So when the time comes, you have content ready to share and terrific scheduling settings like Facebook and Canva, or maybe even use a buffer to help set all these posts ahead of time. And you can see here some examples in August. Some people have big service projects, you know, October, World Polio Day, January, New Year, and then your spring fundraisers, Memorial Day. And don't procrastinate. Try to get ahead of some of your posts as well. Next slide, Barry. Zone 34 has set up many resources this year to help us succeed. They are posting all of their webinars and some pre-made social media posts that you can share. Read their blogs sometime. I use Rotary's international website, blogs, and Rotary Magazine to help me come up with ideas. You can also share your posts with others, hence the website Rotary Shares. All you have to do is just add Rotary Shares at the end of some of your posts, and all your posts will be searchable. After this workshop, take some time to review some of those resources. The zone's having a lot of webinars throughout this year, and they're very informative. So it looks like if we do this every month, it's an easy way for you to earn your public image citation this year. Now, on to the fun stuff. Every club should be doing a public image audit. How do you conduct that public image audit? First, you want to find out where your websites are hosted. Are they on Club Runner, DACDB? Maybe an individual person manages your website. Next, review all your social media accounts. Do you have all your logins and passwords? And then finally, look to see where your email addresses are and who controls them. Resetting your passwords can be very difficult if you don't know the person who originally set them up. They usually have a phone number associated with it or some type of a security password like what's your favorite actor. So it's a good practice to do an audit every year and also to change your passwords. Next slide, Barry. We have all seen these zombie accounts and web pages that have old, outdated information. I know I have seen a few in our district. Having sites that are outdated are worse than having no activity at all. This is why it is very important for the Public Image Chair to do an audit every year to update the Rotary theme, club officers, and to make sure we review all the Rotary brand standards on the accounts. So, is your club using the right wheel and logo? Are you using one of the logos on the left-hand side? Then, if you are outdated. Actually, the new current logo was changed in 2013. They made the wheel more modern. The wheel is also referenced as our mark of excellence. If your club has banners with the old logo, you can still use them. Just going forward with any new marketing materials, you should use the current logo and mark of excellence. Many clubs use the mark of excellence in their club specific logos. Try to get that updated as well. It is very important that we get the word out about updating our image so we don't see any of the old images anymore. Now, creating a public image team. With so many different media outlets, there can be a lot to handle. A team will help you spread out the work. The zone and districts have been doing this for many years. Here are just a few examples of what each task could be for the job. You don't have to have these many team members. A smaller club may have just 1 or 2 people, whereas a bigger club can have more team members. And it's really important to make sure you practice monthly updates, demonstrating and having some trainings. Highlight club members. That's a really important thing, especially during the month of August. And always show the impact that you are making with your club. Next slide, Barry. How to share Rotary's story. Focus on demonstrating Rotary's community impact by sharing Rotary's story visually, telling an inspiring story that demonstrates Rotary's values. Rotary's public image is shaped by the actions of each club, as well as their involvement in the community, its presence and on the web. Social media, and it also in your social media publications. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So taking a picture of a group holding a large check and saying nothing about your club is doing nothing for the community. Next time, like the photo above, take a picture of your club performing an action of the service project. This is really key. We see so many times a lot of people just taking a picture of the, the check or a big group, and we're not really focusing on what the good that we're doing for the community. Yes, I know we all like to take credit for the pictures, but it's really important to show what we're actually doing in the community. So how great was the news that we received on August 25th about Africa being polio-free? Holger Knacht stated that Rotary made a promise to the children of the world to end polio, and we are going to deliver on that promise. So we still have 2 more countries to work on, and our work is not finished. Now is the time to start preparing and getting the word out about your World Polio Day activities. Zone 34 is having a webinar in September 21st at 6 p.m. I would suggest if you do not know how to plan a big World Polio event that you attend this seminar. And also on the website, you can register for it as well, or scan this QR code. So if your club is really not sure what they want to do for World Polio Day, the district is going to focus on the world's greatest meal. We have, with the world's greatest meal, basically you have a meal with friends. You can do this in person or virtually if you're still social distancing on the day of World Polio. Then if you donate the cost of your meal or meals, because there are 3 meals in the day of World Polio, you can donate those to End Polio Now. And every dollar will be matched by the Bill and Gates Foundation 2 to 1. And then if you want more information on World Polio Day, you can go to endpolionow.org, and they have a resource section that gives you sample press releases, photos, coloring pages, a booklet to download for you to help design your, your project for the day. It really has a lot of information. It's got the logos and everything. So now we come to the media. And we've planned our content, and now it's time for us to get the word out on the street. So news and TV media releases are still the cheapest way to advertise. Like I said earlier, we sent out a huge press release. I think I sent out to 30 different news and television stations. And with traditional papers or subscription-based, it's good to get to know the content writers and photographers. And they're normally freelanced. When you make friends with them, they tend to put your stories first when you send out the press releases. And they really like feel-good stories. I know we have 2 small papers in Inglewood, and we have become very friendly with them. And 9 times out of 10, when I send over a press release, whether it be something that is small as doing a simple club project to our big fundraisers, they normally do the press release. And then I also invite them to our events as well. We have a big event every year for water safety, and we usually get media press from the local TV stations and all the news in our little area. So, social media. This gives us a great opportunity to interact with the public directly. And likewise, the public gets to interact with us. Unlike traditional media, which offers only one-way communication, social media gives us that two-way street. Right now, more than ever, we really rely on social media to not only put us in front of the public, but in front of our members. A lot of us are having meetings maybe twice a month now, and then they're online, and we're not really getting that social intervention with them. So more and more people are spending more time on their computers and on their phones looking at social media. Now we go to hashtags. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you simply can't escape the presence of hashtags now. But what exactly is a hashtag? And basically, if you were always wondering what they were, but were too afraid to ask, we've come up with a little bit of a concise explanation of what this internet phenomenon is. So a hashtag, it's simply a keyword that allows social media to basically categorize your post. And when you use a hashtag, you should be able to, people will be able to discover it even if they're not following you on your website. So why should you use a hashtag? It broadens the search for social media. And there's basically 3 different types of hashtags. You have the content hashtag, which is related to the actual subject. For an example, hashtag Rotary at the end of a post. You have a trending hashtag, basically is something that's trending, and example would be hashtag peace. Millions of people are using this, and there's a lot of followers that follow hashtag peace. Then we come up to something called a brand specific hashtag. And we've adapted in our district hashtag Rotary Squad 6960. And this basically makes us stand out, because if we would just use hashtag Rotary or hashtag, inpolio.org, if you use those, our message could get lost. So when you do use a hashtag, you want to keep them short, you don't want to overuse them, and you want to think of them strategically. Sometimes when you see social media posts and they have 6 or 7 hashtags, that is completely, in our eyes, considered like overkill. And when you keep them short, I've seen some of them that are like a whole sentence long. Just keep them real easy to remember. And why do we put them there? Like I said earlier, it's better for them to be able to be searched by. So the next time that you go onto Facebook or Instagram, in the search bar, type in Rotary Squad or hashtag Rotary Squad 6960 and see what comes up. This is also another way for you to search to see what our district is doing as far as social media. So like Daryl had said, we've been doing a lot of social media posts, and what I use is Canva. This is going to be your new best friend when you start looking at Canva and seeing all the design possibilities. This presentation that you're seeing today was designed on Canva, and I just simply converted it to a PowerPoint presentation. I do all my social media graphics. You can do flyers. There's thousands of beautiful layouts. So even if you're not a designer and you don't know how to really use Canva and all of its amazing designs and features, you can simply just use one of their layouts, pop in your pictures, change the wording, and you've got an awesome post. And you can really save some time with Canva as well. They allow you to post directly to Facebook and Twitter and a few other social media accounts. The only thing that they don't allow you to post, and I don't know why, is Instagram. But Zone 34 recently had a webinar on how to use Canva. I would suggest you watch it. It was recorded and it's on rotaryshares.org. It was fabulous. It gave you a lot of tips and tricks of the trade. And then Canva also has some videos that you can watch as well. So it's real easy to remember. Their website is just canva.com. So here are some of the posts that I have made over the last few weeks. You want to keep your social media posts really simple and easy to read. It's stated that consumers have the attention span of a gnat. We all do it. We get on our Facebook, we look through, we scroll really quickly through, and we usually only stop on pictures of people that we really see or something that's funny or cute. Colorful posts with a lot of color can also attract. As you can see, this one I did of Daryl for the high teas, I just simply took a picture, erased the background, popped a few little hats on everybody, and boom, I got a cute post that really stood out. Same with the Down at the Pub, which is on Sunday night, our first one. I found some cute little flamingos holding a couple beers. And then this Down at the Pub, it was already an image in Canva. So all I did was just throw the flamingos on there, put a table and the rotary wheel, and I got a cute little post. So why do we want people to, back up, Barry. So why do we want people to stop and look and to share the post? We want them to share, because if they share your post, then their friends will see their post. And if it's a really good post, then their friends might share that post, and so forth. So then there's a chain of people that might have never have seen the post, and you're able to reach them. And you never know, there might be somebody wanting to join Rotary or do good. So I would say share, 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 because the more that we share our post, the further everything will go. And if you start seeing a pattern, everything with share, that's what Rotary wants. Rotary wants us to share the message that we're doing good. So the next few topics that we have here is on DACDB. And I want to say this past year, I have really digged into what DACDB has to offer. It's so much more than just going on there and registering for calendar events or events on the calendar. I can write a story on Easy Story within DACDB, and within like a few clicks, I can post that to my weekly bulletin, to my website, to the DACDB homepage, and there's a button that you can even share it with the district and put it on the district's website page. So I would highly encourage you to take some of the training webinars in DACDB. They're also recorded, so you can watch them on your own time. But keeping everything in one place has made it so much easier for my club to do the transition over this year. We put our club files and everything into DACDB. And last year, we had to look for our Constitution. Nobody could find the Constitution. And in fact, the Constitution hadn't even been re-looked at for our club. They said probably in about 10 years. So now if you go into our club files, you're going to find our most recent club constitution and our bylaws and all the information that you need for the club. And I'm also using these tools for the district as well. And I've been training, if you've noticed on Alfred's Friday blog, he's also updated his newsletter, and he's using DACDB, and he said it's saving him a ton of time. So here's a copy of my club's newsletter. If you can see here, I've done it a little bit more than just having the big rotary wheel on it and my club's logo. I've changed the background. Our newsletter is called The Breeze, so I've got some palm trees, blowing in the wind. And we also have the theme on there. We've got all the club officers. And when you click on the club officers, it automatically takes them to your information. You can send them emails. And then here are some of the stories that we've posted. And like I said, these post everywhere to our social media, to websites, and onto DACDB. So the district website, we use the Easy and Beautiful website through DACDB. And my club just switched over this past year to the Easy and Beautiful site. We used to spend over $500 a year to have somebody manage our site. And when we had corrections as far as like the new changeover or the rotary theme or wanting to add a new web page, it took them weeks, sometimes months, for them to update the sites. And with using the Easy and Beautiful, we were able to take control of our website. And now, within just a few clicks of a button, we can make the changes. And DACDB has made it very easy. You do not have to know all the HTML coding or anything. It's basically just uploading a few pictures, and you can use the standard colors, or as you can see on our district site, I've updated it for the flamingo theme. So go ahead and check out our new district website, and there's a lot of information throughout the year that I'm going to be putting on there as well. So here again is the DACDB help section. Like I said, they have a lot of information, and it's broken down between every topic. Like you can see over there, I have highlighted to the left, Easy Bulletins. It has a step-by-step video of how to do the bulletins if you're not using them. And the DACDB customer service is on the other coast out there in California, I believe, and they are always quick to respond. I had a question on something in the finance module, and they responded really quick. In fact, I think they even called me what we would consider after hours. They called me like 8 o'clock at night to help me fix the problem. So it's not just only going back and forth in emails. If it's a problem that takes more than just an email, they will actually call you, which is really great. So the welcome to the Brand Center. This is one of the most important tools I think that Rotary has to offer us. This site will give you the clear wheel of the Rotary wheel. So no more using those fuzzy logos that I know that a lot of people copy from the Google websites. And when you go to the Brand Central, they have all of the logos here. You've got the Rotary logo, and they come in the 4 colors, black, white, even that blue color that they have now, that aqua blue. You can even customize your own Rotary logos as well. If you notice in the upper right-hand corner of our slide, I have the district name and number on our slides. And you can use that to put your information on there. Then the Rotaract and Interact Club logos are on there. Even all the foundation logos and Polio Now logos are on there as well. So it's a really good tool to be able to recreate the wheels and logos without having those fuzzy images. So club resources. The club resource section is phenomenal. Like my club, we have we just redid our brochure, and some of the photos that we've taken over the years, you've got people that they have their eyes closed, backs are turned. Well, with Create Your Own brochure, basically it's just standard images, and you just pop in your information. If you want to change some verbiage, you can change it, but it makes it so easy to have a professional brochure done that you can print right on your colored printer, and you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars going to the printer. And every year when your president's comes in and you need to change your brochure, you just print off a few brochures as you need them, and you're not spending hundreds of dollars every year. And club resources, they have new membership kits, press releases, those little fancy backgrounds like Jim has on his virtual image screen, the standard Rotary, they're also in there. So I would suggest you take a look at that. Now, online and ad stuff and print, this section is huge for me. Like I said, a lot of my pictures that my club has taken, the people's eyes are closed and everything. Here in the image section, you have a lot of images where people are doing the action stuff. They have the polio, people doing the hunger campaigns. You've got the outdoor ads. If there's some billboards that you would ever want to post some information on, print. They even have, like we said earlier, we're going to do some TV and maybe radio sections. They have short little clips that you can already send to a radio station. And they even have the online People of Action digital ads that you're seeing now. And then Rotary International is also going to start doing PSAs throughout the United States, both online, radio, and television. So we're really starting to try to get the word out about Rotary. And by having a compelling and consistent brand communications together, we can experience a great, we can strengthen and experience a great relationship with our brand and helping people engage and attract more members, donors, and partners. And I think it's time for our break, especially that last one. And speaking of videos, on our district website, Daryl has asked me to compile a bunch of these videos that you just saw, the Rotary videos. And there is a tab called Public Image and Resources. And I have been adding these videos to the website. So if you're looking for videos, whether it's on the foundation, in polio, or just one of these feel-good type videos, instead of you guys spending hours trying to research to find a video, you're going to be able to just go to the district website and find the video. So hopefully that will make it a lot easier for you. And speaking of videos and television, Daryl has put aside some money this year for district television ads. He has found this company called Effective TV, which I believe was formerly Comcast or a part of Comcast, and it has some really good deals that we can get a lot of exposure about Rotary in our area for a little bit of money. So here's an example that we've pulled up. So you have a club that has a budget of, let's say, $500. You can run 226 TV commercials and almost 3,000 cross-screen impressions. And that's within, like, let's say, a 10-mile radius around your club. Now, for example, in Inglewood, we have 3 clubs in Inglewood within that 10-mile radius. So if you take that $500 and divide it by the 3 clubs, we could advertise Rotary for $167 for each club, which is affordable, especially for some smaller clubs that have limited funds. So if you could get a few clubs together in an area, you could really market. And Daryl is wanting to do a district-wide. So if we have some clubs that want to run some ads plus the district, we can have maximum exposure, and we can run different messages at the same time, so viewers can have a wider perspective of all the things that Rotary does, and we can encourage people to find out more and want to join Rotary. So we're starting to add a few tools to help you out. Public image, we've added a group on Facebook to give you a sounding board for ideas and questions. So go on and join the group, and where I'm going to be putting some posts on there as well that you can share on your social medias. Now, I had saw a question earlier about having a Facebook group post. Not everybody is on Facebook. So Daryl has put together a Rotary Boards forum this year that we're really trying to get people to join up. And there's over 25 different boards that you can ask questions on. You got strategic planning, one for membership, foundation, public image, Rotaract. It is it's going to be very helpful and very handy. Also, if you don't have speakers and you need to know some speakers, you can write and get ask somebody for some speaker ideas. The possibility is endless with these with this Rotary board. So I encourage everybody to go online to rotary6960.boards.net and register within this next few days. So by sharing the Rotary story, we will be able to increase membership, expand community partnerships, improve funding opportunities, and promote our involvement in club projects. And let's have some fun this year while doing it. And let's show the world how Rotary opens opportunities. So that's the end of my presentation. I'm hoping to have some more training sessions and also focusing on the webinars that Zone 34 is going to be offering. Why recreate the wheel? I saw in one of the questions here about Rotary.org using some of their images and promotions. Everything that is on the Brand Center, we can use. All the pictures and everything are not copyrighted. Rotary has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to make it easier for our clubs in our districts to promote Rotary. So use their information. And I saw a question on there, Canva. Canva is free, it's limited. There's a limited version and a paid version. If you have a 501(c), you can use it for free. I believe it's only like $9 a month, the paid version. And when you are doing your post and stuff, I would really suggest looking at trying not to steal posts off the internet or pictures off the internet, because there's a lot of them that could be copyrighted. By using Canva or some of the pictures on Rotary Brand Central, you are using non-copyrighted material. So you won't have any infringements there. Walt, I didn't get to see all the questions. Can you give me a few of them?
Actually, nobody's been really asking a lot of questions. They've been making comments, but I haven't really seen any real serious questions, although there was one just a second ago here. There were, what type of training and demonstrations are you referring to? Are these to occur in our club meetings? That was one of the questions. And then question two is, you just answered it, and you're assuming that we have permission to use the images and videos in Brand Central. So I think that you answered that question just a second ago.
So the trainings and demonstrations, Rotary.org has a learning center, and I would suggest using some of their trainings. They have ones on public image, membership. I would encourage, when you're doing some of your social media posts, to recommend people go on there and take some of these trainings. And then you could even, everybody in your club is basically a public image person, because everybody should be promoting promoting Rotary and the good that we are doing in the community. And I see, Richard, you have something about including the design of the ad. I don't believe that includes the design of the ad. However, Rotary International has some commercials, both TV and radio. They're already kind of pre-made. And I'm trying to get, there's a couple people in our district that actually produce videos and audios. So I'm going to be reaching out to them as well to see if they can volunteer some of their time.
Tracy, there was a question. Chris Pritchard asked, 6960 has a page on Facebook, but not a group on Facebook. Is that change going to occur?
We can have a group on Facebook, but I would really like to push more of the Rotary boards because not everybody is on Facebook or social media. But I can set up a Facebook group.
Okay, one point I'd like to make as well is, and this was really useful at district level, and you may want to take this into your clubs. We talked earlier about social media credentials, and if they're vested in just one person in the club, and that person goes on a leave of absence or leaves Rotary altogether and leaves your club, you've got no access to your social media. So if you don't have those credentials down on paper, and obviously with various members of the leadership team, then you're likely to come unstuck. So my recommendation is, and we did this at district level, several of us have the credentials so that it's not just vested in one person. So it's really important because, as Tracy said earlier, one of the worst things you can do is it's better to have no website and no social media if it's not been updated for several months because they become outdated really, really quickly. So those credentials are really essential.
Yeah. And I'm, like I said earlier, I'm here to help you guys in any way. Before I got into mortgages, I did do some desktop publishing for several years. My parents' real estate offices on the other coast. So I know some tricks of the trade, and I've already helped Lakewood Ranch. I think there's another program that they're asking me to help on, something with their literacy education. So I'm here to help you guys.
Yeah, and there's also a question I've seen from Kiteleen from Estero saying, do I have information that she could use at their board meeting regarding participating in the district TV ad? Right now, I'm trying to find out really whether it's possible for anybody who's interested that we all launch at the same time to make a really big splash. Yeah, the alternative to that is that we just drip feed out over a longer period of time. I'm a great believer right now, given the fact that we've been locked down for COVID. A lot of people and different volunteer organizations seem to have gone into the shells. I'm not one to go into our shells at this time. I think it's really important. It's a real opportunity for us right now to actually go out and shout about Rotary so that we've got a visibility and we can be seen. The TV ads are a pretty cost-effective way of being able to get out there and get that message and branding out there. So if we could get, in theory, if we could get every single club saying, yeah, we're going to do this, you can just imagine across the whole of our district in 8 counties, the impact that all those TV ads would have, whether it's the sort of 900 at district level, and then obviously assuming each club could do $500. I'm not saying everyone can. I'm not thinking that's going to be the case. But if they did, yeah, then you've got 50 clubs with 200 TV ads going out there as well. And now you've got, people are going to turn the TV on and see Rotary everywhere. We've never, in my experience, and from what I can remember, I don't think we've done this ever before at district level. And I think 1 or 2 clubs have advertised individual fundraisers, but I think a coordinated campaign could really help Rotary make a big splash out in our communities right now. So I'm going to be writing this weekend to all the presidents of the clubs and bringing this opportunity to their attention. and then gauging some feedback to see if they're interested in participating. Richard raised a very good point about the cost of the ads. There are some tips on the Effect V website about putting together really cost-effective ads. So obviously we need to look at that, plus also the resources that Tracy can bring to this. The good thing right now is you can get really, on these phones, you can get really good quality video, very cost effectively. And, I guess really the work then comes in the editing and the messaging that's overlaid on it. We also have to appreciate that we're not competing with clubs. We've got to, we have a responsibility to our clubs, but one thing which really pointed something out to me, which I read this week, and that is in the state of Florida, there are 20,000 Rotarians in a population of 20 million. So Rotary has a 0.1% penetration rate. So there's plenty of potential members out there for all of us, and we shouldn't even worry about competing. We've got a responsibility, all of us, to try to bring people into Rotary. And then the other thing is, if they're not a direct fit for our clubs, or for our own individual club, then obviously try and see if they're a good fit for another club somewhere else. But I will be getting that feedback from the presidents, and then seeing if we can coordinate, perhaps over a month, and really give a big splash to it, and obviously see what occurs, because we're going to try and drive people to the section in Rotary.org, which is I'm interested in being a member, which then comes directly through the Membership Leads program, and we can monitor and see that, as opposed to not keeping control over it. So I think it's really important. I think it's cost effective. We've never done it before. And, I was really excited when I saw it. I thought it'd be a lot more expensive. And I was surprised how many ads we could get, for the price. So that's my thought process.
I think really with the new seventh avenue of focus of environment, we can really get a lot of the younger generation. I know my daughter is 24 and she's actually a recent graduate at FGCU, and she is a environmentalist, and she is so excited. And I've actually talked to Belinda of maybe trying to get something together with some type of an e-group for Rotaract for this environmentalist. I mean, the possibility is endless now, I think, with the addition of this new avenue of focus.
Yeah,
Just promoting it.
Two things I'd like to mention, which will dovetail really nicely into this public image area for each club as well, is Tracy just mentioned about Belinda Rodebar, who's on this call. Belinda, do you want to explain about #GreenRotaract?
Thank you, Daryl. Sure. So District 6960 and our club, Rotary Club of Siesta Key, is going to be sponsoring a worldwide Rotaract and Rotarian project, and it's called #GreenRotaract. The fun part about this is it is supporting the new 7th area of focus, as Tracy mentioned, supporting the environment. This is a really hot topic for our younger adults that are really motivated with making change to our current sustainability levels. And so what we've done is asked the Rotaract clubs to create a project during the month of April, because Earth Day is in the month of April, and they're going to do a green project in their area that suits their area, wearing green. They're going to take pictures of themselves along with a 15-second video showcasing their club, and have put it on #GreenRotaract. We've already talked with Rotary International directors, both Stephanie Urchek and Peter Kyle. We have their full support. We've already talked with John Smarge, who's on board, and he's actually sent the information down to past Rotary International President Barry Rassin. I've also talked with a young lady, a very amazing Rotaractor, Alex Ritchie, up in Virginia, in actually my former district. And she has created a group called Ascension with the Rotaractors, and it covers about 6 zones, and she's going to be promoting the project in her zones. So we've really started to gain some ground with this. Tracy right now is helping to create our presentation, very short 2 to 3 minute presentation, which Rotary International Director Stephanie Urchik had asked Daryl and I to present at their next Zone Rotary Leadership meeting. So it's very exciting. And we're also working on creating the web page that's going to work with this, as well as the flyer that's going out. So both of that should hit at the same time. In addition, Daryl is reaching out to his classmate Patrick, which is the district governor in District 9212, which is in Africa. And they hold a hashtag Green Rotaract Facebook page, which has been inactive for the last several years. And we want to partner with them and bring them on board too with this project. So it has a very definitive possibility to go viral and worldwide. And we're very excited about it. Thank you, Daryl.
No, thank you for explaining that, Belinda. It's really exciting. I really believe with the interest it's getting from Rotary International, this can go viral. Although it's got the hashtag Green Rotaract branding, we'd also like to see every Rotary club do a green project in April next year. So once again, you're going to see a lot more about this over the next couple of months. But I think it's really got the potential to go viral all around the world, in all different continents, across many clubs. And so it's very exciting. And once again, really, I'm really proud that it's coming from our district, and members of our district came up with the idea. So it's just great to be able to promote that. And the other thing I'll mention also, which may help you with your public image, we mentioned at our seminar on the 1st of August about this new idea called Rotarianship. And a Rotarianship basically means it's a 16-week program which members of your community, young people below 25 years old, will actually apply to the club to be an intern at the Rotary Club, as we call it, a Roturn. So these Roturns will basically be on a 16-week program in your club. And because they're under 25, they've probably got a lot of skills in social media. And so you'll probably be able to use these people if you adopt this program as a club. We're not forcing you to do so, but we think it's got so many merits and it's so exciting. If you appointed one of these Roturns, a lot of this social media stuff could be done for you, because obviously they've got the knowledge and the skills that some of us older ones don't have. They can work obviously hand in hand with the club's board and the club's public image chair and public image team. But watch out for that, because I think within the next 2 weeks, we should be sending out to all the clubs step-by-step guidelines as to how to do this. And I'm proud that next week I'm actually inducting, if you like, the very first Roturn in our district at Harbour Heights Peace River Club. And yeah, it's really exciting because they're the first to go with it. It was invented there. And so they're the first ones to appoint somebody. So very exciting. We're going to get a lot of young people involved, and these Roturns it's intended as part of the program, they will become members of your club. So this is going to be very good for membership as well. So very excited by that.